I don't know what that means. All right, go. Fucking thing sucks! Fucking thing sucks!
See me standing there, the guns in the booth. Rage! You gotta make me rage! You gotta make me too rage! You make me want to rage! Return the hate! You make me want to rage! You gotta make me
Why is the song skipping on OBS? That doesn't really make any sense. Never happened before either. If this goddamn fucking shit. What is that fucking interference? Oh, it might be because I'm downloading Marvel Rivals. That might be causing some interference. Hopefully it doesn't blue screen my computer. Fuck me. Alright, let's try to get this shit done. Everything is skipping. What the fuck? God damn it. And where's the fucking...
That this game was not a success, that it was not great, that it was not well done, that it's not executed at quality. Quite the opposite of what's being said here. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. You see these people act like this. They're so entitled. We're very happy with the critical reception of the game. You have a fake original critical reception. It's not and again, that's all paid access. Like, those people got paid early access, got press releases, and of course they gave initial responses which were very nice, And then as they got into it, they saw it wasn't. And so
Uh-oh.
they all walked it back. It's not common to have these challenging development cycles and have a team turn around and receive the critical reception that it did. In fact, in a lot of ways, that's the harder path to take. Oh, they're studying and brave for taking this hard path. And that's what it is. This person, the director, obviously inserted all this LGBTQ crap, putting it in there, made all the good guys women and minorities and gays, and all the bad guys white males, and they did it intentionally, period. And this was done, and this was the path that they wanted. And yes, we're proud of the critical reception, of course. You're not proud of the gamer reception, though. Unfortunately, here we go, on the sales side, that's not something we really can discuss. Oh, good try. Now, it wouldn't be unfortunately, and it would be discussed if it was a success. We know this. These companies always post their successes. When they sell millions of copies, they have whole promotional posts about it, because nothing, honestly, I'm a marketing background, guys. I come from business. Nothing is better than success for marketing. And this is why I love this. This is why I made the point to get this sell side, because I know that when I have get their success in this has gotten here. I know that when I get this in a bunch of different categories, which I was up to number 1 in 3 categories last week.
Fuck me.
It's like a success, and those people and therefore people go, oh, it's not social proof. It's a very important marketing technique, and the fact that they don't have it is the reason they can't talk about it. This is why it's being dodged here. This is what they're trying to sweep here, because if they did have it, they'd 100% be talking about it. This is a complete lie, and that's exactly what's going on. Inquisition is a failure, and this confirms it beyond anything else we've seen, because the director would be talking about his successes, otherwise bragging about it otherwise. That would be the best thing they could do for continued sales of the game. And unfortunately, as they say, that's not happening. But of course, as we know with Inquisition, that was going to be a long burn to get those total sales numbers. Oh, good try. They're going to try with this long burn. Now, the thing about these games, that the long burn, if it doesn't have word of mouth that it's some great game out there, and people aren't talking about it and aren't playing it in big droves, that word of mouth doesn't continue, and it goes away, and so you're going to have a long burn. That's not how things happen every single time. The reason games pick up steam, like Black Myth Wukong earlier this year, and it just keeps rolling and trucking, Space Marine 2 did the same thing, is because word of mouth went out, and then it became a bigger success because word of mouth went out. That is exactly what happens. Once people hear that, oh, this game's great, there's a lot of people playing it, we can get online and have some fun with it, that's what drives game sales to be something big. I mean, these people are like they're just lying through their teeth every single time, trying to sweep this, trying to pretend like it's a success when it's not, and it's clearly not a success. So this was evaded right here. When asked why there won't be an expansion or downloadable content, he said, the decision was ultimately made that we wanted to take the approach of making this the most complete, contained, start-to-finish story that could deliver some of those answers and present new mysteries. Wow, this was a canned response. And again, a total lie, because BioWare never does this. Big game companies never do this. They always do expansions of downloadable content, especially because they love to milk those properties. I hate that about games personally, and I wish this would be the case. I wish this was true. These were all start-to-finish stories that they were trying to do like this. But this is a complete lie again, and it is because of the failure of the game that it's not happening. Creative director John Epler shared a similar thought when comparing the game to Inquisition was Trespasser downloadable content. The difference in the Veilguard is the story ends pretty conclusively. The secret post-credit scene, that's less of a here's an immediate thing that you need to be aware of, and more of a here's a hint as to what the future will be. Except for there's not going to be a future. That's very obvious. And that's the whole deal. It's dead. Dead in the water. Gamers are not playing it. Gamers have rejected this. He then added a lesson that I've learned. Don't ever try to make a direct sequel to a game 10 years later. Is, oh my gosh, that is a challenge. I don't know about that. I think all you got to do is hire some competent writers and do this, and it would not be a problem. But they didn't. They hired a dude in a dress, pretending to be a woman who wanted to insert the agenda, and it's agenda-ridden. It stomps on the lore of the previous games, and it's stupid. Is there a future for a series? What might it look like? There's so many stories left, so many mysteries left unsolved. I'll leave it for what it is. As for what the next iteration becomes, that looks like what style of game it is. Well, I said it's a franchise of reinvention. In some ways, there's parallels in that regard to, say, the Final Fantasy series. Of course, it's very different in terms of choice and consequences and many other factors, but there are those RPG franchises that embrace reinvention, and when a new one gets announced, it really piques your curiosity about where are we going to. Well, this is a bunch of non-answers. Lots of stories in the settings, lots of threads, lots of questions about the Veilguard, a few new seeds. We want to keep telling stories in this world. Well, they're not going to, is really what it comes down to. It's been shut down already. They're moving on to Mass Effect in hopes that they can preserve that franchise after the disaster of Andromeda. I don't have much hope for it. I don't think it's going anywhere, but this is confirmation that this series died, it's over, and it's going nowhere. Alright, leave a comment down below with what you think of this. Hit the like and subscribe button. We are telling lots of great stories in a fantasy setting that you'll absolutely love. If you love the original Dragon Age, come in on this, join our community, and of course, grab these books today. It's on ebook, print, and audio. I've got that in the description below for you, and thank you guys so much for supporting our channel. We'll be back soon.
First round, and it always cracks me up though that the slowest person to react in all of these videos is always the person who fired the shot. What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers, and welcome back to another episode of the Darwin Awards. As we say here on the channel, guns are awesome. Idiots, on the other hand, not so much. When you put the two of those things together, you might end up with a winner of what we call a Darwin Award. If you're not familiar with the concept of a Darwin Award, it's an award that you get, often posthumously, when you do something so stupid you end up removing yourself from the gene pool. You die, and the fittest continue to survive. In this episode, we have AK fighting, shotgun dancing, Polish safety officers, and more. But the purpose of these videos, aside from comedy and entertainment, of course, is to try to use a few of these clips as examples of gun safety failures and how to avoid them. That being said, let's start this episode out strong with a pucker factor of 10. Let's say you yourself are fighting in the front lines of Ukraine. You have a truckload of loaded rockets and you want to get them onto the ground as fast as possible. Well, you got a lot of options, but you can always do what this guy did. Just toss the bitch. Dude, that slow motion is fucking crazy. It looks like that rocket just ripped right through the body panel of that truck. This reminds me of that old clip we used in another Darwin Awards episode where the guy's just slamming the RPG down into the dirt. Except this guy wasn't so lucky. But a lot luckier than he could have been. I know some of you ordnance nerds are going to tell me exactly what kind of rocket that is down in the comments. Come on, guys. You know who you are. It's your time to shine. Speaking of Ukraine, I actually have a bonus clip that I wouldn't normally include in the episode, but it just fit too perfect here. Apparently this is a Russian helicopter accidentally dumping a bunch of missiles at some random bystanders. Luckily that guy didn't get hit, but I mean, overpressure is a fucking thing. Probably didn't remember the fucking second grade anymore, I'll tell you that. Now, I will caveat, there's a lot of disinformation and changing the stories with clips like this. So do I know if that's what actually happened here? No. Would I put it past the Russians? Absolutely fucking not. Now, the next clip we're going to talk about comes from Poland. This video went super viral recently and is actually the reason why we're doing this Darwin Awards video so soon after the last one. You guys were blowing me up with this video and we had to talk about it. The guy's apparently a judge or something at this shooting competition, and as he's trying to, I guess, unload this shotgun, he ends up pointing it directly at another person's hip. Let's see how that plays out. Yeah, so, that guy's probably not gonna walk right for a little while. Or maybe ever. Better hope that bounced off the titanium on that guy's hip. Holy shit. Thankfully, this looks like it's probably like birdshot or target load, something nice and light. Because if that was buckshot or a slug, well, this guy would probably not have to worry about learning to walk again. Now, the funniest part to me is that there's actually more to this story outside the video. Apparently, the vest he's wearing is from some Polish Shooting Safety Foundation or something like that. The organization who has now weighed in on this video and is claiming that that vest is actually fake. They say they have nothing to do with this whatsoever. They say that the guy in the video actually made a fake vest to pretend to represent them, which sounds... But regardless, it is very funny. Vestgate. Gunshot injury. Alright, the guy's apparently fine, so now I can say maybe it's a little funny. Now it's probably a good time to go over the 4 basic rules of gun safety like we do in every video, because trust me, they're gonna come in handy in the next clips. Treat every weapon as if it is loaded. Keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to fire. Know your target and what's behind it, and never point your weapon at anything you're not willing to destroy. If you break one or more of those rules, well, unfortunately you might end up on the show. Thanks to Delete Me for sponsoring this video. Darwin Awards aside for a second, did you know that your private information is probably available somewhere online because some data broker somewhere took it and sold it on the internet? People have entire jobs where all they do is just take your private information off the internet and sell it to companies, which is why you get so much spam. Well, it doesn't have to be that way, and that's where Delete Me comes in. With your personal information online, you could be doxxed, harassed, swatted, or worst of all, just spammed to death. That just drives me up a wall, which is why I'm using Delete Me to get all my personal information off the internet. Not only can Delete Me do all that for you, Delete Me can also reduce your risk of identity theft and being a victim of phishing scams. PH, not F.
You are a fish.
Basically, the way that it works is that Delete Me experts will go out and find and remove your personal information. And that's not just a one-time thing either. They will regularly search for and remove your personal information all year long. So save yourself a lot of headache and go to joindeleteme.com.
The fuck was that?
If you use that link or just use the code Herrera, you will get 20% off. That's joindeleteme.com/Herrera. So now let's travel over to a part of the world that's just been a generator for Darwin.
What the fuck?
So here we have two gentlemen holding AKs. And I thought, oh, this is going to be one of those videos where, you know, they just shoot up in the air and don't really care about where the bullets land. I was wrong. Just watch. I'm not gonna lie, when somebody first showed me this video, I had to watch it multiple times. I was in fucking disbelief. Don't worry, when something inevitably goes wrong, I'm sure there's a nice, sanitary, cutting-edge first world hospital nearby. But yeah, this is some serious smooth brain shit. Looks like those old cartoons where they shoot at somebody's feet to try to make him dance.
What the fuck?
I've actually covered stuff like this next video in Darwin Awards in the past, but this one is fucking crazy. So in this part of the world, they apparently have a custom where they take basically a muzzle-loading shotgun and they fill it with black powder, create like a blank load, and then they dance with it and shoot it at the ground and stuff as sort of like a festive thing, I guess. Sometimes it doesn't go so great, as we've seen before. This guy in today's video, though, is for whatever reason doing this in the middle of an active public street. The results? About as bad as they can be. Got first round and
In the face! In the face!
I mean, luckily it's just a blank, but fuck me, dude. Blanks can still potentially kill you. I love how he's not even good at it. Like he just does some like half-assed ROTC rifle twirl and then shows some poor fucker behind him the face of God. It always cracks me up though that the slowest person
Excuse me.
in all of these videos is always the person who fired the shot. Other people are like freaking out and they're just like, fuck, I'm gonna have to leave the country, huh? Now before we move on, I did want to tell you guys that we still have these available at Bunker Branding. Brandon Herrera for ATF Director shirts. Shut it down, which is obviously the end goal. If you haven't heard about that yet, I've got a whole video about it, but yeah, somehow I ended up with the most votes on RFK's website, where people recommend cabinet qualifications. Well, aside from my over a decade industry experience as a federally licensed 07 manufacturer's FFL with SOT, I can also, you know, have a little bit of practical experience that the ATF has seemed to be lacking in for quite some time. A lot of experts there. Not to mention my political activism and my congressional testimony on ATF-related bills. Now, I don't know who Trump's going to pick for this position, but you can show your support down in the links in the description and in the pinned comment, because with these shirts, we're actually donating a good bit of the proceeds to no-kill dog shelters or animal shelters here in San Antonio. Because even if we can't save dogs from the ATF, we can still save some here. Now, before we leave the Middle East for this video, I've got one last clip from that area. You see, there's always that one guy at the party who takes things just a little too far.
Well, of course I know it. He's me.
So here we have Shane Gillis taking a break from making them at night. He's holding what looks to be a Makarov, a man after my own heart. Everybody just seems to be fine with him fucking around with it, until he tries to load it.
Wow, I did it. I just dropped it. Perfect.
I will say, great situational awareness and risk control from his friends there. That definitely could have escalated quickly. Look, I'm always down to play with guns, but you have to know the time and place. And again, the 4 rules of gun safety are not optional. Now this next clip is scary for a lot of reasons. So we're on a bus or some sort of public transportation here, and the cop or security, whoever that is, has what looks to be a Scorpion Evo, like a 9mm submachine gun there, slung around on his side. Not really sure what country would have cops walking around with a slung Scorpion. I think off the top of my head, maybe Kenya.
God.
I do, however, know the countries that kids shouldn't be walking around pulling the triggers of oblivious cops' submachine guns. Fucking all of them. God, this is like the third world equivalent of the whole, like, grab the officer's service weapon meme. Luckily, it looks like the mother was there to prevent this from turning into a real problem with that tactical arm slap. I know in my house growing up, it would have been a weapon of choice. So this next one was actually all over my Twitter.
What the
feed
fuck?
recently, because all I get there now is politics, people dying, Indians versus trains, so people dying, OnlyFans ads, and slurs. It's like the internet unfiltered. It's perfect. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, but unfortunately it involves fireworks. I can't upload the YouTube version because that is specifically against YouTube's community guidelines. But it is available on Pepperbox uncensored, as well as the rest of this video is uncensored as well. But I will warn you in advance, and don't say I didn't, it is very uncensored. Now this next one happens pretty fast. Judging by the music and the attire, I'm guessing this one comes out of India, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's not the part we should care about. The part we should care about is that guy in the upper left-hand corner of the screen fucking around with a loaded revolver. Doesn't take long to figure out why. Yep. Guy just kind of grabs his chest like he's got acid reflux or something. Major what the fuck moment from the guy playing with the gun, who, might I add, continues to wave the loaded gun around right after he just accidentally shot someone. Also, who doesn't know how a revolver works next to fuckers like that? Guess who didn't even click the links down below to check out SDI.edu, am I right? Once again, it's another example of one of those clips where the guy who does the shooting just kind of stands there like, fuck, I guess I have to find another IT job in Mongolia. Now, we've shown a couple of Darwin Award-worthy clips so far, but that brings us to the main event. A rapper accidentally shooting himself in the head on video. Now, this one actually got a lot of media coverage, and I've had this in my folder to cover on Darwin Awards before, but I didn't think it was worthy of including until recently I found the actual video. And man, does it take the cake for Darwin Award this episode.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
And just like that, that's it. That's how fast this shit happens, guys. Flexing with a gun on social media and trying to look all hard and impress people for 6 seconds. And that's all it took for this guy to accidentally end his own life. Which brings up another point. I heard a few people saying that this was actually intentional. That they say they heard him take the safety off and do it on purpose. If you look at the side of the gun, as this is actually a Smith & Wesson M&P shield, I believe. It does have a safety right there behind the slide release. And when he shows it to the camera, we actually do see that the safety is in the on position, or at least that's what it looks like to me. Meaning that that click we hear
Fuck y'all.
is actually him disengaging the safety before pointing it to his temple and pulling the trigger. Now, I don't believe in context that this actually looks like an intentional self-delete. That's just my read on the clip and the attitude and everything like that. I'm not a psychologist, but that's what it looks like to me. To me, it just looks like a shitty internet flex gone horribly wrong. And that's sad for a lot of reasons, but to me it's most sad because this was completely avoidable. It usually takes a violation of at least 2 of the safety rules to have a major accident, and this guy was going for the royal flush. I mean, he pretty much violated all of them. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. Play stupid games.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
And you could win a Darwin Award. Anyhow, guys, that wraps up this episode of Darwin Awards. Hopefully you guys learned something. If not, I hope it was at least entertaining and gave you guys a couple of reasons to reinforce in your head why you follow the safety rules. Got some videos coming up I'm really excited for, including possibly a Guns of Red Dead Redemption video. It's a video that I've been working on for a very long time, so I'm excited to show that to you soon. Make sure you don't miss out on it. Make sure that you're subscribed down below. Again, YouTube's always doing that weird thing where they unsubscribe people, so just make sure you check. But I'm wrapping up for the night. I appreciate you guys so much for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you, sexy YouTube mother lovers, in the next video. Thanks, guys.
I think this video might need a disclaimer, okay? I've had a lot going on in my life that's stressing me out, and I'm taking it out on all of the things on this list, alright?
Yeah, dude.
It was like 2 years ago, I made a video of 10 things that I hate. And if you thought I hated those things, man, am I bent out of shape now. I used to be strictly vegan, but then I started eating seafood again. So I'm always ordering shrimp dishes. And for some godforsaken reason, restaurants seem to think that I want the tail to remain on my shrimp in like a bowl of fruit that I'm supposed to be eating with a spoon or a fajita or something. I gotta like dig it out with my fingers and rip off the tail. And they say, oh, it's to keep the flavor in. Well, can we all agree that we would rather not have to fucking take the tail off, even if it means a little less flavor? No tails on my shrimp. Another one that I think we can all relate to, when we're on an airplane and the seat will recline maybe 3 degrees, but it's so important that you have to have your seat totally vertical for takeoff and landing. Can I just have my 3 degrees of reclining? Like, is it gonna make any goddamn difference? Okay, the winter coming makes it get dark earlier, and then we wanna lose an entire extra hour of sunlight with the fucking clocks changing. Like, it's already dark early. We don't need to make it get dark at 4 p.m. A month ago, I'm on tour in Washington State. Before my show, I'm gonna go for a hike, and it's getting dark at like 6:15. And I'm like, oh no, I'll be good. But it got dark so fast, I got literally lost in the woods. By the time I got back to the theater, the show is like late to start. I owe you guys an apology. Oh my god. And like, what happens like a couple weeks later? Let's move the clocks back so we can give up another fucking hour. God damn it. While I was running through the woods by the light of my cell phone, the one thing I didn't have to worry about was my dog Moon Pie and whether she's with me. She stays with me, she doesn't need a leash, and when I'm on hikes or when I'm anywhere and people are like, dude, your dog should be on a
God
leash,
damn it.
it's not like I'm gonna let her get hit by a car. If there's traffic, yeah, she's on a leash. But if we're in a park or on a hike, this dog needs exercise. Fuck off with the leash. And if anybody tries any shit with me, this dog will smooch you to smithereens. One other thing about this time of year, when it gets dark too early, and then we just give up another hour of sunlight, like, it also gets cold. And that's another fucking thing I hate. I hate being cold. I just don't want it. Okay? I should point out that I do, like, get in a cold plunge on an almost daily basis at home. But that's for, like, health benefits. And I only do it for, like, 2 minutes, you know? I'm not trying to be fucking cold all day. This one personally drives me nuts. I've become a big fan of watching NFL games on YouTube. They upload the games just condensed down to, like, 9 to 14 minutes or so of the most exciting stuff. But when they upload the videos, they tend to give away who wins the game on the thumbnail. Whichever team has the ball or is doing something successful on the thumbnail will be the team that wins. And sometimes they just go ahead and show like end zone celebrations, completely giving it away. Oh, I wonder who won this game. The fucking Dolphins. Oh, the UFC used to do that. And it drove me nuts. And I fucking complained and they fixed it. And I'm wanting to do the same thing for the NFL. Stop giving away the fucking outcome of the game on the thumbnail. I don't expect anybody to relate to this one, but as I've gotten older, it seems my nervous system has become sensitive. So if I'm walking by a car and it honks right next to me, or they recognize me, they're like right close to me and they scream, "Steve out!" I'm like, ah! Like I just have this like nervous system response that like really makes me mad at honkers and yellers. And now I know that I'm yelling like this whole fucking time, but like, God. For the last year or two, I've had all of my YouTube content cut into short videos by this team. And admittedly, like, they just do it, and I haven't had nothing to do with it. But when I've seen videos that are, like, being sent out as if they came from me, and, like, the word dick gets, like, an eggplant emoji.
We're bullying him for having a big dick and getting pussy.
You can't be on anybody's dick no harder than I have been on Chris Hansen.
So from now on, my short YouTube videos are actually going to come from me. And I think my first one that I'm going to put out myself is going to be 2 rattlesnakes fucking in the middle of the street in front of my house. That was one of the best things I've ever seen. This next one's difficult for me, but I'm mad at myself. I hate the way that I used to handle disruptive audience members at my shows. Some of you guys are being... Please stop yelling shit out. It's just rude to everybody. I would take the position that if you're yelling out, like heckling, like that you are being disrespectful to everybody else who's trying to enjoy the show. And on behalf of everybody, I would like really like scold people, even kick them out. Okay, what's your fucking problem? It rubs people the wrong way for sure, and then they get on the internet and they like bitch about it, and then when I see that on the internet and I'm like, I fucking agree with that. You know, that's what I hate, is when I see a negative comment about me that I agree with. That fucking sucks dick. I hate it.
Alright, so that one was a twofer.
My opener, Zach, he's right up there. Funniest fucking comic I ever worked with. And somebody sent me a message saying, "Oh, Steve-O, how disappointed I am. Like, your openers with transphobia, homophobia, racism, like the list of accusations against Zach, it was preposterous." I actually read him on stage, the whole message. I just had to walk out of the Bowling Green show during the openers. The quote jokes they were telling were highly inappropriate. For the record, Zach is not any of those things he was accused of, and the person who sent that message is a fucking Karen. I hate Karens. How's that? At the beginning of the video, I said a lot of things are weighing on me and stressing me out. Let me explain. As I've worked on this show for my Super Dummy tour, it's starting to feel really official that it's like a farewell to heavy, crazy, dangerous stunts, which is fine. It makes sense. But it's also just kind of sad, man. And what can I say? If this is the last show I ever put together, then god damn it, it's fucking awesome. And it's getting more and more awesome. Like, people are loving it, I'm loving it, and you're gonna love it. So, see me on my Super Dummy tour, and thank you for watching this video where I ranted.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
Well, why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats
So
are
you
wrong.
don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. The president has to
Okay, you were
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from
Get it
Florida
over
again.
with.
I know this might come as a surprise to you, but the view is still melting down. The View is still issuing near daily legal corrections for slanderous or libelous statements they're making on the show. And last night, fake smart guy Charlemagne the God went on The View. He got into a live on-air argument with Whoopi Goldberg because they're all dumb. Charlemagne, you can be either Charlemagne and
What the fuck?
Cenk Uygur, or you can be Whoopi Goldberg. There are people on the left that suffer terminal TDS that are trying to distance themselves from Democrats and try to appear like somewhat realistic. That's what Charlemagne the God is trying to do. And then you have and Cenk Uygur, or you can just double down on TDS, which is what The View is doing, and we all enjoy to watch that. By the way, what is it, Thursday today? I'm cutting off orders on Friday for the amazing meme cookbooks for Christmas, the summer edition, winter edition. I just got a new order in stock, the perfect stocking stuffer, the perfect gift for your TDS family or Trump lover. It's full of hilarious recipes like Tim Walz's creamy horseradish sauce, the Trump Tower Zinger burger, and then the Christmas ones got all sorts of Christmas recipes. Tailgatesfortrump.com /store. Get yours today. Let's get into the article because this is wild. The interaction is wild. The page, but get the bundle. It's on sale. Anyway, I just don't want you to miss out because UPS is taking forever now. Even Amazon's taking like 5 days. Whoopi Goldberg and Charlemagne the God clash on The View over Hunter Biden pardon. You're ridiculous. Things got heated on The View between moderator Whoopi Goldberg and guest Charlemagne the God, two idiots, when they talked about Joe Biden pardoning his son Hunter. Charlemagne expressed his criticism Democrats faced was valid, as they stand on this moral high ground all the time and act so self-righteous. By the way, this isn't Charlemagne the God's own unique idea. He stole this literally word for word from Jon Stewart. The Breakfast Club radio show host believed that Biden was lying when he said that nobody was above the law. He ended up pardoning his son. I'm going to stop you for a second, Goldberg said, interrupting Charlemagne, who looked surprised and said, oh? Goldberg explained to Charlemagne that he didn't know if Biden was lying, adding, we don't know why he changed. It is true, people are allowed to change their mind. But I think it's pretty clear that Joe Biden was always going to pardon his son. I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everyone else get over, the Sister Act star said. And that's just my feeling, because at some point you get to a place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats. Oh, so she just excuses the behavior. Whoopi Goldberg is literally said, well, everyone else is doing it, so the Democrats decided to do it. By the way, the Democrats have been doing it too. Let's actually look at the heated exchange here.
After repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, etc., as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy, and they were saying that, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him. That's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
He is right. He didn't have to say whether or not he was going to pardon his son at all. He didn't have to answer that. He volunteered it for clout.
I'm going to stop you for a second. Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why
yes, it was.
Changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all
No,
of a sudden?
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over.
Oh, so it's justified because the bad guys are doing it, so they're going to do it too.
And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out, they're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. They don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying.
That's what he said. He did that as a dig at Trump. That's why they did it. And then he went, the media says, Charlemagne says the media will only lie about Trump. When The View claims they don't, he points out all the legal notes they have to read.
Now that Trump has won, you say that you don't think cable news will ever truly cover him honestly again. Why?
Not even just cable news, no network. Nobody. Because they didn't do it before, so why would they do it now? They scared that the president of the United States of America.
Have you watched The View?
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest.
I think she's so funny. She actually thinks they're unbiased. She actually thinks they're unbiased.
You have to apologize a couple times last week, so somebody's coming through with some notes from down
Whoa! Uh-oh.
Have you watched The View?
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. You have to apologize a couple times last week, so somebody's coming through with some notes from downstairs.
Oops.
I'm making a legal note as an attorney of law.
Because you know we have a petty president, incoming,
Yes.
that is going to be very
Who is
litigious.
litigious, but that doesn't mean that that's not a mistake. So we're not normalizing.
Oops. I mean, oops. He called them liars to their face. Now again, I'm not saying, oh, Charlemagne's red pill. Charlemagne knows what's up. These are just grifters who were more than happy to platform Kamala Harris and let her lie on their platforms unchallenged, getting called out.
Shooting this way. Somebody hold this. Hold this.
Because the amount of I don't know. Well, the problem is, it's like you were, here's your thing. You weren't bad at your job, Frost. You were too good. You were, here's your thing. You weren't bad at your job, Frost. You were too good. Because
that will get you canceled.
Because the
that will get you canceled.
Is it just you inside the house? Yeah, come on. Come on. Stay behind the shield. Stay behind me. Stay behind me. And we're gonna walk back, okay? Walk back. Straight back. Straight back. Yep. Come on. No, you're good. You're good. Straight back. Work up. It's Thanksgiving. Let's just be thankful.
and that was like its own series. Like,
wow.
And it's just like,
are people at least making money?
well, some people are. I know Jeremy Hambley of the Quartering. He's probably made a pretty good cover.
Then I'm happy for him.
Yeah, but he did. Happy
for him.
Yeah, but he did. Frost, you were too good. Because
that will get you canceled.
because the amount of attention that because no one cared about what happened in G4 TV. They still, well, more people do now, but they care about your coworker Adam Sessler. He often comes up, and people care about G4 TV. But if someone does a story on anything with G4 TV and they put cross in the title, that's like guaranteed clicks.
Dude.
And that's like a superpower, right? Well, deep clicks.
You haven't told me anything. Come on, stop shooting. Stop.
Dude. Dude.
And
Joe, you gotta stop shooting, man. Alright? Will you yell out if you want us to start working on getting a counselor for you?
that's like guaranteed clicks.
Just set it right there in front of that palm tree.
And that's like a superpower, right? Like in the world of media, it's like that's like a superpower, right?
Not right now.
Like in the world of media, it's like
Yeah.
like in the world of media, it's like like in the world power, right? Like in the world of media power, right? Like in the world of media, it's like superpower, right? Like in the world of media, it's like
You would think.
World of media, and that's like a superpower, right? Like in the world of media, it's like
You would think.
So, yes, I take the re-election of Donald Trump quite personally because of the person themselves, but also
that's like a superpower, right? Like in the world of media, it's like
I think for a lot of black women, we can relate to Kamala.
You would think.
Just in the sense of
so. I don't know if I have too many hard questions for you. Are there things you would have? Are you things you wish you would have done differently? Would you not have signed that contract, knowing now what you would have gone through, and wish you had done something else?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Some of the things that
Wish you had done something else.
or it felt like a particular rejection of sort of our place and how we're seen in this society. And
Oh yeah, definitely. It's funny. We literally I just had this conversation with my therapist of like, would I have done it if I had known the outcome? And like, it's really sad to say no. I definitely wouldn't have put myself. I do not feel that I got anything really positive out of this experience outside of some of the personal relationships that I made. And if there's, again, I will say it every time, if there's like anything that's so sad, it's that so many talented people were just wasted when it came to this like G4 fiasco. And unfortunately now the market is just that, you know, with like big tech firing like 50,000 people or something like that, and just the recession of like the economy was in people or something like that. And just the recession of like the economy, like there's gigs here and there, but frankly, again, also started January, it's just like super slow, so it's also just like a bad time in the market. But the market is like so saturated right now with really, really good talent, and I know that they'll be okay because they're like really talented people, but yeah, that's satisfying.
Okay, hard question. So,
here to help us get stronger is ancestral supplements, grass-fed beef liver.
Be okay because they're like really talented people, but yeah, that's like that's satisfying.
Okay, hard question. So we'll do some of the sidewinders. So people kind of said, but people say a lot of things. So like, what is Adam Sessler a crazy man? Did he hate everyone? Did he hate being there? Does he hate life?
No.
Does he hate life?
So after the election, we've all seen the phenomenon of liberals online who are maybe not.
No, I hear. Obviously it's hard because I'm not friends with Adam.
Just losing their stuff, screaming, running into doorways.
Did he hate everyone? Did he hate being there? Does he hate life?
No,
I hear.
Obviously it's hard because I'm not friends with Adam. I worked with him a couple of times. My impression of Adam is that a super fascinating person to talk to, just like has had some of the richest, most varied experiences, is obviously very well read, and I find people who are well read very interesting to talk to. So it was always really fascinating to talk to Adam. Kind of about like any of those topics. Talking to him about the games industry is really fascinating because he's just met so many of those people and he has such a clear, precise eye about like how he watched it evolve. I would say that being on broadcast with Adam is a little bit scary because you don't really know what's going to happen.
My name is Dr. Nick Peterson, and I specialize in those suffering from TDS.
Being on broadcast with Adam is a little bit scary because you don't really know what's going to happen, and like Adam will say things that like no one else can get away with saying. Like where you immediately have a producer in your ear be like, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up right now. Like where you immediately have a producer in your ear be like, I'm gonna need you to shut. Like, you don't really know what's going to happen.
Massive resurgence on Steam when it can't even top 2,000 players. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description.
And like Adam will say things that like no one else can get away with saying. Like where you immediately have a producer in your ear be like, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up right now.
A state of a video game, but that's never the case. And with Kill the Justice League, they have been defending it tooth and nail even before it
You don't really know what's going to happen, and like Adam will say things that like no one else can get away with saying.
That is because it is a sweet babying title. These individuals
Like where you immediately have a producer in your ear be like, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up right now.
They don't do what you think they do, even though, let's keep it a buck, they do exactly what you believe they do. And now, of course, they put the game on sale for Black Friday. It went down to $5 for the previously priced $100 edition.
Like where you immediately have a producer in your ear be like, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up right now.
They even say that it is seeing a massive
So,
spike in player count. So, wow, these must be crazy numbers. I mean, it's got to be close to the amount of people they had on the all-time concurrent.
Producer in your ear be like, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up right now. So there's like so many, I can't even remember. He uses what did he say, like something about Forrest Gump? He was basically making an allusion to like someone who has learning difficulties or like a mental learning disability. And he used Forrest Gump as a shorthand for that, and you can see the cogs working in our brain to see like what he's trying to say. And as soon as it snaps, I think my face is like, oh my god, he really just said that live on TV. Holy fuck! And there's a lot of that.
Did you?
Yeah, bleep some fuck bombs. I haven't been bleeping shits, but
The biggest failure of all time in the gaming industry now. Kill the Justice League really pisses me off because of the Arkhamverse. I absolutely love the Arkhamverse. I'm so sad to see what they did to Kevin Conroy's Batman. I'm so sad to see them absolutely trash the legacy of these amazing
Shut the
characters.
fuck up right now. Shut the fuck
Feminist and push her old outfit back into the locker and say that, ugh, how could I even wear that in the first place?
Fuck up.
Then have the Greta Thunberg the video game industry encapsulated into one title. So this is the worst game of the year for me
Shut the
by
fuck up
far,
right now.
though there are definitely some very close competitors, though this game never really had any steam. Never mind seeing a pickup
Fuck up
of
right.
steam. 13,459 is really not a lot of people, especially when you consider that they put years into creating this game, hundreds of millions of dollars.
Shut the fuck up right now. So, there's like so many, I can't even remember. He uses.
Right now, there are rumors circulating that they are trying to plan a brand new Batman game. I have been told by my sources that it is going to be a
This is,
remake of Arkham Asylum.
What did he say? Like something about Forrest Gump? He was basically making an allusion to like someone who has learning difficulties or like a mental learning He used Forrest Gump as a shorthand for that, and you can see the cogs working in our brain to see like what he's trying to say, and as soon as it snaps, I think my face is like, oh my god, he really just said that live on TV! Holy
That's going to be a winning strategy for them by any means, but the way that the media is presenting these numbers is as if they're crazy, right? They're going so far as to say the squad is in, and when they wrote this article, yes, it did have 2,500 players in game, but that's still not good. 2,500 people is not enough players to keep a AAA failure alive. That's not enough to maintain servers. That's not enough to keep making content, and that's what's so disappointing.
And there was a lot of that.
Did you see?
For basically nobody. Nobody's playing it anymore. I don't even think a lot of people.
And there was a lot of that.
Given they did admit it underperformed expectations, so they made a game for no one. This is what happened to.
Did you see any? I don't know if you saw it, but he did an interview about 2 weeks ago with Dick Masters and Vito. Did you happen to see any of that?
No, I'll be really honest. I watched.
2 weeks ago with Dick Masters and Vito. Did you happen to see any of that?
And now you can get the Ultimate Edition, the previously priced $100 edition, for only $5. And yeah, eventually every game is going to go on sale, but it's only 9 months after release. They haven't even finished.
No, I'll be really honest. I watch a ton of like.
So you'd think it wouldn't be that low, but it's just, it's abysmal. There's no way that you can sit here and with a straight face shill for this game still. They're also saying those spikes could be in relation to the game's massive discount, with gamers likely opting to give the looter shooter a try. Even at $5, it's still not worth it. If you have any sort of love for the Batman and the Catwoman and the Poison Ivy of the past, you should.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video, but we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and safe spaces and safe words. Apparently the new player's handbook has language in it that if the game is getting a little too triggering, that you can tell your DM that you're triggered and you don't want to play anymore. Because God forbid there's anything in the game that makes you uncomfortable. Remember back in the day where there were all kinds of like insidious traps and slavery and half-naked barbarian babes and like all that stuff, right? I mean, we're talking 70s, early 80s fantasy. Pick up a heavy metal magazine from the era and you know pretty much what to expect from your typical D&D set.
A ton of like streaming content. I don't really watch like any interviews. I've watched basically nothing on YouTube. I don't watch Twitch at all anymore. I only watch. I hate watched Velma. It's like the latest thing I
made that
do.
mistake too.
I hate watched Velma. It's like the latest.
You were always allowed to make the rules up as you go for your table, for bunch of new players who want everything to be just
YouTube. I don't watch Twitch at all anymore. I only watch. I hate watched Velma. It's like the latest
I
thing
made
I
that
did.
mistake too. Yeah, that
Like,
was a
we're
bad
the
choice.
problem.
mixed breed
Yeah, that
Like,
was a
we're
bad
the
choice.
you know, to describe those characters is somehow offensive, then Wizards of the Coast is being
We got that as season 2. We are the problem. We are to blame.
Okay, I
celebration of the 50th anniversary of
We are to blame.
D&D. What I'm seeing is them kind of dragging the carcass of this franchise.
Okay, I only bring it up because people are saying that he was giving you the side. He wasn't exactly saying that, though. No, he was saying the clap thing that they edited in, that the clap was based on Citizen Kane. He said it wasn't his intention, but that the clap that he's basing it on is from a part where he's mocking, because it's the movie Citizen Kane, so he makes his wife become an opera star even though she's terrible, and then they do the fake clap. And so people's like, oh, there's Adam Sessler. He's giving the side. He's putting Frost down. I don't think that was his intention, but
Very strange way. Now, everything that I got about Adam Sessler.
given the side, he's putting Frost down.
You don't have to give Wizards of the Coast any money. You don't have to give Hasbro any money if you don't like their product. I'm looking at this. I'm not going to play this. There's no way in hell I'm going to play this. I didn't even like 5e.
Terrible, and then they do the fake clap. And so people's like, oh, there's Adam Sessler. He's giving the side. He's putting Frost down. I don't think that was his intention, but
Very strange way. Now, everything that I got about Adam Sessler is that he was really nice. I never had any bad.
You can also join the Plus Club, the Minus Club, whatever. We've got exclusive podcasts and videos out there.
he's putting Frost down. I don't think that was his intention, but
Very strange way. Now, everything. Very.
We've been covering Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think that was his intention, but
Very strange way. Now, everything that I got about Adam Sessler is that he was really nice. I never had any bad things with him. Again, I only met him like 4 times.
yeah, because you said the way they would do the production.
4 times.
Son's his oldest, I believe his oldest. And Ernie said some things about how he did not understand
4 times.
Yeah, because
What the fuck?
why it was all about identity politics and euphemisms for being trans and all this other stuff that it just wasn't about. And I didn't say anything.
4 times.
yeah, because
I mean, he was actually pretty nice about it, but he's an older guy and he just kind of spoke his mind. And God forbid you speak your mind. I mean, Gary Gygax.
yeah, because you said the way they would do the productions, they would try to squish everything in.
And they tried to put him through some struggle sessions.
Yeah. I will say, I obviously got to talk with Kevin a lot more just because he was constantly on site and so there's just more saturation. Kevin is really nice. Just genuinely a very good human being. I want
Fuck. What the fuck?
genuinely a very good.
Just coming to the realization that the tabletop scene is
I want nothing but the best for Kevin. Kevin is really nice. Just genuinely a very good human being. I want nothing but the best for Kevin. I think that his mentality on life is the greatest. If I could grow up and have a spirit animal, it would be Kevin.
Wow, that's quite a compliment.
Yes, I grow up and have a spirit animal, it would be Kevin.
no offense to Elon Musk, because I'm sure he's gonna listen to this video.
Wow, that's quite a compliment.
Yes,
This has been going on
Wow, that's quite a
for
compliment.
long time now. Anyway, this is Kyle Mann, who I guess is from the Babylon Beat. I'm guessing, yeah, he is editor-in-chief.
Yes, I cannot speak highly enough. He's exactly the type of person that you think he would be, and it's just amazing.
Okay, what about Black Okage? I
think he would be, and it's just amazing.
Okay, what about Black Okage? Black Okage came up because you did your thing, and they're like, Black Okage, he says these really, there's some of them are funny, but fairly controversial things that are not the most progressive, let's put it that way. progressive. Let's put it that way. Progressive. Let's put it that way.
That players can use to communicate that a limit has been violated.
I think Corey was.
That signal might be a gesture such as crossing your arms in an X or raising a palm in a stop gesture, a code word or phrase, touching or lifting a designated object or anything else the group agrees on. Players also feel safe to say stop and pause the game until the issue is resolved. Depends on how far we're
Gotta fix my fucking drink.
definitely on the Venn diagram of tabletop and Portland comics and baristas with comically oversized mustaches and purple hair. Special wrestling factors into this somehow. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's like all this nerd stuff, but it's all been like glammed up and made silly and very femme. You know what I'm saying? Like D&D back in the day, yeah, it was nerd shit, but it was kind of badass too, especially if you were like inspired by Frank Rosetta or like I said, Heavy Metal Magazine, stuff like that. Now it's like, oh yeah.
But fairly controversial things that are not the most progressive. Let's put it that way.
I think Corey was actually probably one of the most professional people I ever worked with. I think he was a bit standoffish with me. I've never actually talked to him about this. Last time I spoke to him, we left on good terms. I think Corey was the most professional person I ever worked with. He definitely wanted to keep his... Last time I spoke to him, we left on good terms. I think Corey was the most professional person I ever worked with. He definitely wanted to keep his private and personal life very separate from his work life. He'd come in, he'd fucking nail his job, and then he'd keep his private and personal life very separate from his work life. He'd come in, he'd fucking...
the most vocal portion of the scene. Like there's a very good chance if you're dealing
What the fuck?
with a tabletop publisher or you're dealing
It's so small I can't even see it. For real?
somebody who
writing about tabletop, there's a very good chance that they are also an activist, that they also love 5e, because they push out a lot of the old fans, right? They call us broad nerds. They push out the old fans, and I think a lot of people just want to, play their games.
It's progressive. Let's put it that way.
I think Corey.
And if you say anything online that they don't like,
I think Corey was the most professional person I ever worked with. He definitely wanted to keep his private and personal life very separate from his work life. He'd come in, he'd fucking
Elon Musk was
come in, he'd fucking
about buying Hasbro, but if he would, I can guarantee you that he would treat Wizards of the Coast.
What the fuck? Why?
And he would fire about 75% of the people working there, and then it would probably chase off.
separate from his work life. He'd come in, he'd fucking nail his job.
It's for toxic middle-aged chuds again. Oh my god, guys, they took our game from us. They took our game from us. But no, Robert Kuntz is entirely correct. The version of D&D
fucking
sold now. It's comical that they're actually marketing D&D based on like Stranger Things, because I'm like, those kids would not be playing this version of the game. The version of the game that they were playing on Stranger Things does not exist anymore. And in fact, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, the current regime, they are
come in, he'd fucking nail his job, and then he'd leave. He did not hang out. There wasn't like a lot of cross-pollination where like his friends at work were also his friends at home. He was standoffish with me. I interpreted it as I think he's pretty religious.
See, I'm not into that scene. Is that what that is? I'm a good boy. I've been married for a long time. We don't do that.
There wasn't like a lot of cross-pollination where like his friends at work were also his friends at home. He was standoffish with me. I interpreted it as I think he's pretty religious. Just kind of like pretty religious.
Overcompensating, I think, overrepresentation. One D&D
just
entire history removed to get rid of slavery. Yeah, and there's a constant push to humanize the orcs, and they look like
just kind of like by.
But here's the Discord. So inside the official D&D Discord, all sanity has evaporated, with normal players exiting the game in droves. This is going on. The normal people are they're playing.
Like his friends at work were also his friends at home. He was standoffish with me. I interpreted it as I think he's pretty religious. Just kind of like biased, and so I always thought that he was probably either just a shy, introverted, or a little bit standoffish. Because usually when I meet religious people, I'm like,
I'm like a 500-foot lesbian. Like from 500 feet away, you're like that person's real gay.
And sometimes that just it's sometimes that just people have.
It's not actual D&D. It's a bastardized version of it. They might as well
feet away, you're like that person's real gay.
It's a
brand recognition, right? And is it financially successful? Yeah, a lot of people bought it. I mean, it's also been on the market forever. Like
it's sometimes
10 years,
that just
right? It's been like 10 years. But as you look at D&D as a possible investment, you only bought Twitter because of the law.
Like from 500 feet away, you're like that person's real gay.
It's sometimes that just people of different walks. You just gotta vibe, but walks. You just gotta.
I don't get why people blaming woke, because it is.
Gotta vibe.
Just to cut the combo off. D&D by nature is so gay. No, it's nerdy, but it's not gay. I mean, it can be
real gay.
It's sometimes that just people of different walks. You just gotta vibe, but every time I'm people of different walks.
Goes on despite several of these players acknowledging the moderators and server probably won't like it.
You just gotta vibe. People of different walks. You just gotta vibe, but every time I had you just
because some of their vendors or some of the people attending might feel
person's real gay.
It's sometimes that just people of different walks. You just gotta vibe, but every time I had a segment with Corey, he always worked really hard. I really believe in this idea that if I'm trying to make the person next to me look as good as possible, and they're doing the same thing to me, that the broadcast will inherently be stronger. And I think Corey was really good at that. Super funny, very witty. Again, the only talent person other than me that I knew of. Maybe Adam also wrote some things, but I didn't have visibility of it, that like wrote his own segments.
Okay, what about the
I didn't have visibility of it, that like wrote his own segments. But I didn't have visibility of it, that like wrote his own segments.
Okay, what about the completionist Gerard? What do you think? What about the completionist Gerard?
Because it's not going to be trendy anymore. It's not going to be cool because the chuds are going to be in charge.
What do you think? What about how did you get?
We'll see. They'll just go on to another system or whatever. But yeah, it's
Get along with I can't think of his name, last name right now. How did you get along with the completion?
We'll talk later.
Last name right now. How did you get along with the completion?
So not as cleanly. I would say that I had a
I can't think of his name, last name right now. How did you get along with the completion?
So not as cleanly. I would say that I had a working relationship with Gerard. I think Gerard and I just came from different worlds and had like very different expectations. I personally think that Gerard has like no ill intentions. I don't think he's a bad person by any means. I think that everything that he's done for like his community, because I know that he works a ton in like the charity sector, and always does that, helps amplify like a lot of smaller streamers. These are all things that like I really value. I think sometimes Gerard can be a bit insecure and tries to like cover for that in ways of like kind of bigging himself up and sometimes putting others down. And so sometimes I think that that can make like some problematic, I've talked to him about this, some problematic dynamics. I think by like the end of it, Gerard and I were estranged because I feel like we had very different views on like how we wanted X-Play and like what we thought like directions that we should be going. Again, like that's fine. I think it's like fine to have like disagreements. We only had like one big like one-on-one conversation about it, but yeah.
Yeah, because I think I had little hamsters in my
Fucking
head going through the
shit.
file.
I disliked it, but like there were 30 people that were like, "You're talking about your dead cat, dead dog."
We only had like one big like one-on-one conversation about it, but yeah.
Yeah, because
disagreements. We only had like one big like one-on-one conversation about it, but yeah.
Yeah, because I think I had little hamsters in my head going through the files. At one point, he had made a comment after they started kind of announcing that G4 TV was dead, and he had made some general thing about people at your workplace, and then everyone was like guessing, oh, he must be talking about so-and-so. Of course, you being you were near the top of the list. So I don't know if I just have no idea.
I have no idea what was said, so I wouldn't be able to.
People at your workplace, and then everyone was like guessing, oh, he must be talking about so-and-so. Of course, you being you were near the top of the list.
Okay, what? Wasn't a fitful sleep? Have you ever heard that expression?
So I don't.
It was a fitful sleep? What the fuck is that mean? And by the way, this is his ear.
guessing, oh, you must be talking about so and so. Of course, you being you were near the top of the list. So I don't know if I just have no idea.
I have no idea what was said. So
Yeah.
was up in the air, like Leo DiCaprio was up there. He's like, oh my god, Jesus. Okay, so it was a fitful sleep.
I have no idea.
I have no idea what was said, so I wouldn't be able to say that. I
Okay,
would
see,
say
that's the problem here. See,
Closing my eyes and trying again.
Oh, poor you, God.
idea.
I have no idea what was said, so I wouldn't be able to say that. I
Okay,
would
see,
say
that's the problem here. See, people, this is kind of like the thing. Like everyone's like, Ross is gonna hate this. It's like got like a million views, and you have no idea. You
I have no idea.
Like this, it's like got like a million views, and you have no idea. You
I have no idea.
No appreciation for all the hard work people. You
I have no idea.
No. No.
The greatest work. It's basically, they do the same amount of medical care that Mother Teresa gives you, which is like, hey, heaven awaits.
Ross is gonna hate this. It's like got like a million views, and you have no idea. You
I have no idea.
No appreciation for all the hard work people put into hating you.
Gerard really felt differently about how I was on social media. I think that was something, at least in talking with him, that was something that we like fundamentally disagreed on. But in terms of like how I view him as like a professional and his skill set, I think he's like, I always said this to him. Originally, G4 didn't want to hire him. Like whatever like casting director like saw him and was like, oh, you know, why would you want to put this person on? It's like, of course you want this guy on your like. What? How are you in this position to be selecting who goes on G4? And you would.
Fuck.
Want to hire him, like whatever like casting director like saw him and was like, oh, you know, why would you want to put this person on? It's like, of course you want this guy on your like. What? How are you in this position to be selecting who goes on G4? And you would think that the completionist wouldn't belong on G4. Like that boggles my mind. So from that perspective, I'm like, yeah, there's no one better for it than him.
No, yeah, when you gave your speech,
Well, I just gave myself a nosebleed.
Actually kind of play a little bit because Gerard.
I'm getting so sick of this bullshit.
I was on social media. I think that was something, at least in talking with him, that was something that we like fundamentally disagreed on. How I view him as like a professional and his skill set, I think he's like, I always said this to him. Originally, G4 didn't want to hire him. Like whatever like casting director like saw him and was like, oh, you know, why would we want to put this person on? It's like, of course you want this guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Would we want to put this person on? It's like, of course you want this guy on your like.
There's a lot there, but basically, he hasn't asked about her once since he's left. And cut to what did he just say? How did he just describe? Oh, I haven't seen Molly for a while. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen Molly. Yeah. Oh, and the way you said it, Steve, made it sound so soothing and like you're such a good guy. So your wife doesn't want you. Your ex-wife doesn't want you.
Like, oh, you know, why would we want to put this person on? It's like, of course you want this guy on your like. What? How are you in this position to be selecting who goes on G4? And you would think that the completionist wouldn't belong on G4. Like that boggles my mind. So from that perspective, I'm like, yeah, there's no one better for it than him.
No, yeah, when you gave your
perspective, I'm like, yeah, there's no one better for it than him.
No, yeah, when you gave your speech, it is actually kind of funny a little bit because Gerard has this face. He's like,
That's a phrase that just slide past. We adopted each other.
face is like,
I was adopted by that stray cat. God, Steve, you are just the swellest Star Trek geek of all time.
It's people. Art has this face. He's like. It's people. She's like. It's people. So I don't know, cause like the person I did talk to was the way the production went. They were splicing and cutting into things, and so the end product wasn't necessarily reflective of what actually took place. But it didn't seem like he was kind of uncomfortable. But then you're telling me that actually this was kind of throwaway production. I mean, this is just like another day in the office, right? This wasn't supposed to be this big thing, so why would he react big? So
I will say that
big. So
The desperation for content is he's just telling you the story of his dead cat, but like he's not telling the full story.
I will say that again, this is something that I pretty much disagree with. I don't take YouTube comments to heart. I feel like the people who are writing on YouTube comments, it's like, you know, kind of one of the lowest common denominator for like how you're interacting with something. But I feel like Gerard really took the YouTube algorithm and back, which that makes sense. He's like much more ingrained in that sphere. He knows it a lot better, and that's kind of like his home. He knows it a lot better, and that's kind of like his home-based sphere. And I think that did, at least in my what I am, it's hard because like I'm assuming this of him, so you can't take it as like this is what he believed.
Come on, stop making noises.
What I am is, it's hard because like I'm assuming this of him, so you can't take it as like. Can't take it as like this is what he believed.
Fuck.
Okay, I think we buried the lead. Was it standing on two legs, Steve? I don't think I've ever heard someone say.
But I did feel that it kind of colored his interactions with me a little bit, and it was never a like a mean thing or anything like that. It was always professional at like the very lowest. But you know, Gerard and I weren't friends outside of the office.
Sinking ships are stressed.
Motherfuck.
Out of the office.
Sinking ships are stressful.
Sinking ships are stressful.
Sinking ships are stressful.
Her name was Star. She was such a good dog. Her name was Star.
Stressful. People get a little. People get a little like, you know, the tempers flare. People can say things they probably shouldn't. It does happen. Okay, so let's. I can't think of any two more hard questions. I feel bad because people are like, why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you know this? People get a little like, you know, the tempers flare. People can say things they probably shouldn't. It does happen. Okay, so let's. I can't think of any two more hard questions. I feel bad because people are like, why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you know this deeply important, obscure fact about episode whatever of X-Play? I have no idea, guys.
I think we covered everything. We covered like.
I know, almost. Okay, what were the perks? Were there perks to your job?
Dog walks up to you, like, oh, I haven't seen that dead dog in 20 years.
Deeply important, obscure fact about episode whatever of X-Play. I have no idea, guys.
Your dead dog of 20 years appears in front of you, standing there.
Really important, obscure fact about episode whatever of X-Play. I have no idea, guys.
I think we covered everything. We covered like.
I know, almost. Okay, what were the perks? Were there perks?
I think we covered everything. We covered like.
I know.
God fucking damn it.
idea, guys.
I think we
let's-
covered everything. We covered like
I
the.
know.
Stars like us, stepsister at best. So
Oh, almost. Okay,
The-
what were the perks? Were there perks to your job? You met. It seemed like you. Oh, okay. We'll do this and then one more. I know. I have a good one. Then.
Okay.
Okay. I'll have a-
you cannot have a voice crack like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you believe he kept that in the video? He didn't do a take two on that.
Nest in belly and corner paws.
I told her.
I told her about how sweet Audie was.
It's on sweet.
Okay, we'll do this and then one more. I know. I have a good one. Then.
Okay.
Okay. Were there any perks to your job? It looks like you got to meet some interesting people. You guys had some YouTubers that were big that came on. You had some B-level, C-level celebrities from TV. Celebrities from TV. B-level, C-level celebrities.
At this point, Star is just like zoning out. Star has massive ADHD.
Is from TV.
It's fascinating
Like,
to see that Star like to jump up on couches and shit. Like, what else? It's just sounds like the Gray Scatter.
big that came on. You had some B-level, C-level celebrities from TV. Like, what about that? Was any of that fun?
They had Pop-Tarts at the snack. They had.
But also his recollection of it is like it's staged. And this is the whole point of the Regressive. It's like they do shit for
Had some B-level, C-level celebrities from TV. Like, what about that? Was any of that fun?
They had Pop-Tarts at the snack craft tables by all the studios, and my wife again is English, so Pop-Tarts are not allowed in the house. That is American trash food, and I have been out of the states. That is American trash food, and I have been out of the states.
What? If you see it, wait, all dogs go to heaven? Do dogs go to cat heaven? Steve,
Pop-Tarts are not allowed in the house. That is American trash food, and I have been out of the states for 10.
you're envisioning your dead cat talking to your dead dog and just shooting the shit. And he's like,
Pop-Tarts are not allowed in the house. That is American trash food, and I have been out of the states for 10 years. So, the amount of Pop-Tarts that I had access to, I once had a pack.
dog have it, and this dog and this cat are not going to be conversing.
I have been out of.
Even if they could, what would they say? They'd be like, Jesus, it's so much better up here, right? I mean, Steve was a fucking mess, wasn't he? Once he
Again, is English, so Pop-Tarts are not allowed in the house. That is American trash food, and I have been out of the states for 10 years. So, I have been out of the states for.
Make sure she knows that her mama and her papa love her very much and miss her and think about her all the time and tell her she can come and visit.
Pop-Tarts are not allowed in the house. That is American trash food, and I have been out of the states for 10 years. So, the amount of Pop-Tarts that I had access to, I once had a package that had 3 Pop-Tarts in it.
That is weird.
Yeah. Access to, I once had a package that had 3 Pop-Tarts in it.
How much I miss you. Always will.
guys, this is not theater. He's not kidding.
So Pop-Tarts are not allowed in the house. That is American trash food, and I have been out of the states for 10 years. So the amount of Pop-Tarts that I had access to, I once had a package that had 3 Pop-Tarts in it.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That's like Friday the 13th. That is weird.
What can we do here? What can be done at this stage? I mean, the vet should.
Yeah.
That's like
And I thanked her for coming to see me.
Yeah.
That's like
Told her one more time. If you see Audie, you make sure to tell her what I said, okay?
Right. Totally, Steve. You told the ghost form.
Had a package that had 3 Pop-Tarts in it.
that is weird.
Yeah.
That's like Friday the 13th kind of thing.
Because like I said,
What the fuck?
Great dog. Always follow me.
and Audie was a good cat.
At least I'm really close to the end.
I reckon they'll get along fine.
I reckon they'll get along fine. Look at that southern charm. I reckon they'll get along fine.
3 Pop-Tarts in it.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That's like Friday the 13th kind of thing.
But yeah, that was a huge.
Friday the 13th kind of thing.
We had it in like a parking lot or something. It was like a. People. Very rude. Rude.
Look, there's the star on his butt. See that? Oh my god. Okay, so can we please stay aware of this man and like keep him on our radar? Like, I cannot believe he could not resist the temptation to cover that story. And I really should go through this backlog. You telling me there's not shit in here? Like, yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That's like Friday the 13th kind of thing.
But yeah, that was a huge. In all honesty, like, yeah, it was nice to meet. I will say this: we had a what was it? It was like right at the end of the beach house where we invited like all of these famous streamers. And forgive me, I am old and decrepit. I don't know really who these people are, but apparently they were like the big famous streamers. And I think Kevin hosted it. It was like we had it in like a parking lot or something. There was like a big obstacle course. And it became like a thing. Like some people got upset. They're like, well, why wasn't I invited to hang out with like the big streamers to do like this thing? But I think I spent like 5 minutes just kind of like saying goodbye, like seeing the obstacle course, trying to figure out what they were going to do. Not on their nerves. Those people. Very rude.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you are fun. Okay, here's the last one. So, you said your thing in January. This is probably March. Amaranth comes out. I don't know what was going on with people, what was in the water, because this is like such a 180. But Amaranth comes out. You got
on the name your price. Yeah.
Yes, and you have Oh my gosh. Oh, you are fun. Okay, here's the last one. So, you said your thing in January. This is probably March. Amaranth comes out. I don't know what was going on with people, what was in the water, because this is like such a 180. But Amaranth comes out. You got
on the name.
I don't know what was going on with people, what was in the water, because this is like such a 180. But Amaranth comes out. You got
on the name your price. Yeah.
Yes, and you have
your price. Yeah.
Yes. Because this is like such a 180. But Amaranth comes out. You got
on the name your price. Yeah.
Yes, and you have VTuber. This is that thing again where it's like people are like, what are the kids like? They're like VTubers. Get some VTubers out. Why do we have VTubers?
Yep. Get some VTubers out. Why do we have VTubers? Yep.
Yeah. What did you?
I was not Craig is an asshole. I was not. I was mean to her. Trust me, because I was worried because I knew people would think I was. But I was like, this is not. I know people will think this is sexist or misogynistic. But it's really.
Why do we have VTubers?
Yep.
Yeah. What did you think of that? Did you get to meet Miss Amaranth? Who thought that? I think it did get clicks, but who thought that was like, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's do this.
So
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, this is a good idea. Let's do this.
So, my desk was right next to. So, how they had it setting is like I was on the esports team, and then to my back was the X-Play team, and then next to the X-Play team was the Name Your Price team. And it's hilarious because the Name Your Price team are the most wholesome, lovely people you've ever met, and they did like the raunchiest show. Like, Name Your Price was constantly like, how you guys have to chill out. We can't get this on linear. Like, you guys have to just like page it back, like keep going down. And it's just so funny because if you knew the people who like made it, they were all, I cannot express how wholesome they were. Super happy every single time to be there. Or just like bubbly personalities. Didn't get to meet Emma. The only person I met from Name Your Price is I met Austin Show a couple of times, and I was in makeup once with Jinx? I think her name's Minx. The other co-host of it. Didn't get to meet Amaranth. I don't really know anything about her. I know this is like a really lame answer. I think she made her...
Why does this keep happening?
She made her popularity off of like the hot tub streaming meta. Wasn't that it?
Yep.
Hot tub streaming meta. Meta. Wasn't that it?
Yep.
And then streaming. Streaming meta. Wasn't that it?
Yep.
And then unfortunately.
Yep.
With like the hot tub streaming meta, wasn't that it?
Yep.
And then unfortunately had that really sad, I guess domestic abuse. Not scandal is definitely the wrong word, but scandal is definitely the wrong word, but domestic abuse conversation that came out. Conversation that came. Conversation that came out. I don't watch Twitch, so I don't really watch YouTube streamers. Seems like she's having fun,
which kind of went downhill.
What I would say about a lot of peers is a lot of peers has a leg up in the content creation space talking to nerds because she is very attractive.
Seems like she's having fun,
which kind of went downhill. After you went to the League of Legends League, I think it's kind of evolved where I think when you were getting into it, it stayed that way maybe for a few years, where it definitely was like a gaming platform, and then at some point it felt like Twitch gave up the ghost. They're like, oh, we don't care, just do whatever.
I guess the thing is like.
What you're doing is you're dehumanizing the person, and you're talking about this attribute they have.
I guess the thing is like people assumed that because I was like sexism in gaming is a problem and is bad that
231.40. I already know what she's gonna say. People think I'm prude. There's so many good polls for this, but after all, it is almost fucking 3 hours long.
Apparently, at least some of the vibe that I got, that I would like and is bad, that I would inherently, at least some of the vibe that some of the vibe inherently, at least some of the vibe that I got.
Excuse me.
Don't care. Just do whatever.
Apparently, at least some of the problem and is bad, that I would inherently, at least some of the vibe that I got, that I would like disagree with someone with.
Yes, that is. Like you're like this. Yes, like. You're like the scolding church marm, and just like dress up. Church marm, and just like.
You are fundamentally dehumanizing them, and I think it's usually a bad thing. But obviously, those advantages are present
and is bad, that I would inherently, at least some of the vibe that I got, that I would like disagree with someone with.
Yes, that is like you're like the scolding church marm, and just like
Dress up. No, for me, guys, it's just really about like consent, and Amaranth is consenting that that's the personality and what she wants to do, so I don't have a problem with it. I have issues when people don't consent to that and it's forced upon them anyway. That's kind of like where the line is. So do like I care about hot tub streamers? No. Is that my personal thing that I would watch? No, but it's if that's what you like, I'm happy they're making bank.
Yeah.
I'm happy they're making bank. Like, I'm happy they're making bank.
Yeah, and apparently she invests much of that money in a thriving gas station chain. So
She owns a gas station chain?
Station chain. So
She owns
it's actually thriving gas station chain. So
She owns a gas station chain?
yeah, she's actually. So
She owns a gas station chain?
yeah, she's
Chain?
station chain. So
She owns a gas station chain?
yeah, she's actually.
Chain?
Thriving gas station chain. So
She owns a gas station chain?
yeah, she's actually. According to I read. Yeah. Thriving gas station chain. So
She owns a gas station chain?
yeah, she's actually. According to I read a stat sheet article. She is like one of the better business people to come out of Twitch because she's like reinvested most of her earnings into odd different businesses and has done very well that way. So,
I think
it did odd different businesses and has done very well that way. So,
I think that's when you say, you go, girl.
yeah.
That is the hashtag girl boss.
Okay, so we started asking you about your.
Hey, you go, girl.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
Very well that way. So,
I think that's when you say, you go, girl.
yeah.
That is the hashtag girl boss.
Okay, so we started.
Boss.
Okay, so we started asking you about your favorite.
The hashtag girl boss.
Very well that way. So,
I think that's when you say, you go, girl.
yeah.
That is the hashtag girl boss.
Okay, so we started asking you about your favorite game, which you said FF7. That is one of my favorites. It is the right one to choose. Are you playing any games right now? What are you into? What makes Frost happy? You know, you seem to love games, so what are you doing these days on that?
I can make, are you ready? I can get you your next big outrage clip.
Okay, what's it good? These days on that.
I can make, are you ready? I can get you your next big outrage clip.
Okay, what's it gonna be? Frost Cappy, you know, you seem to love games, so what are you doing these days on that?
I can make, are you ready? I can get you your next big outrage clip.
Okay, what's it gonna be?
My wife turns around, she's like, what are you
Don't do that, what are you doing?
My wife turns around, she's like, what are you
Don't do
faith or like wrong or like I don't think there's any ill will in what he's saying.
Do that. What are you doing over there? Yeah.
And so yeah,
Over there. Yeah.
so it's in bad faith. Yeah, it's just you're on the internet a long time.
Doing over there. Yeah.
So I, again, I disappeared for like 10 years, and because I was moving probably every 2 or 3 years to different countries, or at least different places within those different countries, I didn't own a lot of things. I had a laptop. This is like my first desktop computer ever as an adult, and I didn't have time to carry around consoles, so I missed such a huge portion of console gaming in like the really good years. So I've been going back through a lot of back catalog, and right now my wife is a huge Witcher fan. She loves Witcher fan. She loves wife is a huge Witcher fan. She loves fantasy stuff, and she loves The Witcher. So I was like, when I heard the Netflix show was coming out, I'm like, we'll get the books. I got them on audiobook, and we've been like listening to I think it's called like the 3 Wishes. I don't know. And so I was like, I'm gonna play The Witcher 3. Like, I've had this just sitting on my PS5 forever. Let's go through it and play it. And so we've been playing it together. And it's like, don't get me wrong, The Witcher 3, great game. It is definitely of an era in its representation of women. It is like every single woman is wearing. Ciri has like her bras like hanging out. You could like see in between her shot, and then she's wearing like a bejeweled corset like run. I'm like, she's the daughter, and she's wearing like high. Like, how is this practical? You then see You then see, what is it, the first time you meet Kira? Everywhere. Must be named since it not struck or order. It was, I will say, and this is the thing, I have nothing to. Must be named since it not struck or order. It was. Time you meet Kira? Everywhere.
So if there's something wrong with you, like if there's something wrong with your face, like you have any sort of like facial disfigurement,
Must be named since it not struck or order.
Like it's actually crazy how much your appearance plays a role. And like there's kind of like a baseline where if there's something
Practical. You then see what is it? The first time you meet Kira? Everywhere. Must be named since it not struck or order. It was. I will say, and then.
I'm not saying you have to be like super attractive, obviously, right? But I'm saying that like if you have something that's wrong with you.
What is it? The first time you meet Kira? Everywhere. Must be named since it not struck or order. It was.
Everything is gonna be about you being fat. That's just how it is.
Negate whatever his points are. If they're valid points, they're valid points.
Time you meet Kira? Everywhere. Must be named since it not struck or order. It was. I will say, and this is the thing, I have nothing against like the sex scenes. It was really funny though, because I got the sex scene with Yennefer and Geralt where they are on the stuffed unicorn, and I like realized that as it was happening, I know I was like, my wife has never. She's not a unicorn, and I like realized that. Realized that as it was happening,
it's wrong to say I don't think he was. You know what? I'm not gonna say.
So I'll just pause because it's not about me.
I know, I was like, my wife has never. She's not a gamer. I was like, she's never seen a sex scene in a video game. You know, I've played like Mass Effect and KOTOR doesn't have sex scenes, but you have like romance things where it's like it goes dark. You hear like the kissing, like Fable, where it, like it goes dark. You hear the dark. You hear like the kissing, like Fable. Where it, like it goes dark. You hear the.
So being attractive on Twitch might be important, but it is not a deciding variable.
The weird sounds and groans. So I'm like, I'm used to it, but I was like, oh no, I didn't prepare Josie that this is like this has dating sim romance options in it. And then we got this stuffed unicorn one. I was like, oh no, this is so much bizarre. And like, don't get me wrong, that shit. Like, oh no.
But I think you go through ASMR section.
This is so much bizarre.
Go through just chatting section, and you scroll all the way down. You're gonna see girls that have like 60 viewers who are just as attractive as girls that have 600.
One, I was like, oh no, this is so much bizarre. And like, don't get me wrong, that shit's hilarious. I just think it's really weird when like the first whole quest line is about the Baron, who I don't know if you remember. Have you played The Witcher 3?
Yes.
Success in a lot of cases. Speak experience. Well, and I do think also like being
About the Baron, who I don't know if you remember. Have you played The Witcher 3?
Yeah.
Right, but that's something that's true throughout every element of like.
I don't know if you remember. Have you played The Witcher 3?
Yes, I am a big Witcher fan, so yes, I am familiar.
If you want to talk about me particularly, I'll tell you this. I used to cover my mouth a lot whenever I.
It's very. It was 2013. Or was it 2015 that it came out?
2050.
It came out.
Like the way that I look on camera.
2050.
Yeah.
Right? You would logically assume that. And so yeah, you were right. Yeah.
I think it's very clear with like CD Projekt Red. Obviously, they're very different IPs, and they didn't create the IPs; they bought them and then put them. But like Cyberpunk and how it is handling, just kind of like the female gaze or women in general, comparatively to like Witcher 3. And this isn't talking about like the romance scenes. This is just talking about like the women kind of existing in the space. The whole miscarriage. What is it called? A botchling. Which basically.
Yeah, that was.
What is it called? A botchling? Which basically.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
For me, like I know that about myself. Now, can you succeed despite that? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of really dark, and it's not. I'm not like how. See, people will just be like, Frost now upset over Witcher 3. I'm like, no.
That's right.
Frost now upset over Witcher 3. I'm like,
So in real life, I
no.
That's right.
You play this kid.
I do not look good. Okay, like yeah, exactly. And so it's a tough battle. Yeah, exactly. And so this is
Over Witcher 3. I'm like, no.
That's right.
You play this kid. You're like, this is a little bit ridiculous, guys. Like,
The inherent misogyny.
they're ridiculous, guys. Like,
the time of me lamenting and getting upset and angry about
The inherent misogyny of Gerald to Rim.
how.
that's like we're like 10 years late on that. Okay. Yeah, we're 10 years late.
How dare he? You like see Kira, she's in the dungeon, and you could see, what is this called? The areola? Is that what that's called? The part of the nipple that's like the.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the.
My point is that having like
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The hats.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not like a ticket to success. You see what I'm saying? And these monkeys can spot inequality.
The hats
Yeah.
of the nipple, you can like see it through her shirt. I'm like, how is that staying on? Yeah, I was a little bit shocked. I had not been used to. I was like, oh, we're going back in time now. Oh, I should have gotten the lotion for this one.
But the top female streamers are the ones that have both.
Should have gotten the lotion for this one.
And so yeah, that undermines the merits of the content creator.
Oh,
Yeah,
I should have gotten the lotion for this one.
being a beacon for gold diggers and families, family members needing help. Yeah, exactly, right? And so either way,
Esport, because you were focusing on esports. Esports. CD Projekt Red, their first game, Witcher, they were coming out of time where they'll like that was like a major component. So by the time they get to the third game, and they said they toned it down. There's this. See, you were gone for this, but there was this whole thing by Kotaku, and they're like, look what a stand for feminism. They gave Siri. Look at her outfit. It's less revealing now. It's like now she has like she's not just a corset outfit. Okay, whatever. Oh my gosh, gaming people. That's
unironic, ruthless businesswoman. Yeah, I only have good things to say. That's really the truth. Yeah.
take that. Whatever. Oh my gosh, gaming people are crazy. Oh my god.
So, some developments have happened. We did a video like
Oh.
a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. So this is the friend of Dorothy.
The corset. I'll take that. Whatever. Oh my gosh, gaming people are crazy.
Also,
Alright.
I'm
People are crazy.
Shit, I can't keep track anymore.
Remember we did all the fake news headlines?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Breaking!
Also,
Alright.
I'm Team Yennefer. No offense to Triss. I just think that Yin is she's my favorite. So
You know, Frost. I think.
she's my favorite. So
Minutes before sinking as lesbian captain announces all hands on dick.
You know, Frost. I think you and Henry Cavill would get on because he kind of agrees with you, because then they wanted to push him in the production to have extra sex scenes. He was said no. I'm not doing that. That's not true to the books, because the books are. Because the books.
Yeah, she was trying to spin it into like a positive thing.
That's right.
But we're gonna hear from her again.
That's not true to the books, because the books aren't like that.
I just feel like
True to the books, because the books aren't like that. True to the books, because the books aren't like that.
I just feel like true to the books. I know, right? But like they're so famous for their sex scenes now because they're so ridiculous. I can't. What's really bizarre to me, and I kind of love it, The Witcher 3 actually really reminds me, this is how old I am, of like a Fable spiritual successor. Like, as I was playing it, I was like, this reminds me so much of Fable, kind of in its sense of humor
Okay,
as
it's
well.
been
Like,
2
it's definitely
hours.
a bit more
I'll probably
serious.
finish the rest of
There's
this
times where-
tomorrow. I have less than 10 minutes of the episode to cut. I have plenty to put into the intro. We'll wrap it up tomorrow, Friday night. Nobody came to hang out with me. I'm starting I think I'm gonna do a Grand Theft Auto 3 stream, then some Lollipop Chainsaw. Coming back soon. Gotta hurry. It's almost 4 in the morning. Stay metal.